बहुत लोग कहते हैं कि at times ना भाई, and I've asked this to several of my friends in this series who are from different IITs, and एक हद तक काफ़ी कॉमन आंसर मुझे मिला कि IIT is also the biggest equalizer. Because क्या होता है, IIT क्रैक करना इज़ ऑफ कोर्स डिफ़िकल्ट. कहा गया है कि यू हैव अ वेरी स्मॉल मार्जिन, पर जब आप जाते हो वहाँ पे, जब वो द्वार जब खुल जाता है एंड यू रीच देयर, सडनली यू रियलाइज दैट ऑल द फीलिंग दैट यू हैड, दैट यू हैव अचीव्ड, यू हैव अराइव्ड, और आपने कुछ शायद बना लिया, कुछ शायद आपने मचा लिया. हकीकत ये होता है कि आपके साथ और 400 ऐसे बच्चे हो जो अपने आप को उतना ही तोप समझते हैं. एंड सम मे बी ग्रेट, सम मे बी बेटर, सम मे बी इक्वल, सम मे नॉट बी बेटर, बट इट इज़ ऑल्सो अ ग्रेट इक्वलाइजर. The reason I asked this, bhai, because this entire series is about different aspects of life of super achievers like you, different aspects of mindset of super achievers like you, because उसमें से बहुत सारे learnings हम निकाल सकते हैं for a whole bunch of our viewers who will typically be in that age group of maybe 24 से लेकर 36 साल तक, जहाँ पे बहुत बार लाइफ में impressionable ages है, बहुत बार शायद कुछ अच्छे, मतलब कुछ थोड़ा अर्लियर स्टेजेस में भी है, 18-20 के बच्चे जो शायद उस सिचुएशन में है जहाँ पे दे हैव एंटर्ड दीज प्लेसेस, एंड कुछ वो एज पे होंगे वेयर दे आर ट्राइंग टू डू समथिंग डिफरेंट, ट्राइंग टू डू समथिंग न्यू, मे बी दैट फर्स्ट स्टेज एंटरप्रेन्योर, दैट फर्स्ट स्टेप एंटरप्रेन्योर, और दैट फर्स्ट जॉब वेयर दे आर लुकिंग एट द प्रमोशन टू गो टू द नेक्स्ट लेवल. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ लर्निंग्स फ्रॉम माइंडसेट्स, राइट? सो आई विल ड्वेल इनटू अलग अलग एरियाज, अलग अलग फैसेट्स, अलग अलग टाइम फेजेस ऑफ योर लाइफ टू ट्राई एंड सी कि माइंडसेट कैसा था. So going back to this question, भाई,
मैं तो कहता हूँ इसमें एक चीज चेंज करिए.
बताइए.
So this idea of achieving, right? I mean that is very ephemeral, right?
It is.
So instead of achieving, you should rather be looking at people at super experiencers, right?
Correct.
So it's all about experiences that we are talking about.
बिल्कुल.
Achievement is basically.
देखो, unfortunately क्या होता है ना विकास भाई, दुनिया जो है थोड़ा सा वो बाइनरी हो गया है. तो दुनिया में जो टैंजिबल है वो दिखता है, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. नाउ एक्सपीरियंस विदाउट अचीवमेंट may not have validation in someone's eyes as much as experience with achievement.
That's a valid
so
point.
We have to look at balancing both. मेरे लिए therefore achievers are people who are real time achievers like yourself, जो आके कुछ actually बनाए हैं, but फिर भी हम ज़मीन पे बैठ के ना ये चाय पीते पीते हम बात कर सकते हैं. So for me that thought process is very important. So in this, bhai, how was life in IIT Kharagpur? Was it a great equalizer for you? Did it recalibrate your mindset completely? Give us some experiences, some thoughts of how it shaped your character, and to what extent maybe some of those you still carry with you.
Oh, so basically, when you enter IIT, right, and तो पहले तो you're all prepped up, right? क्योंकि वो आपके 7 गाँव में वो ढोल बजाते हुए परेड करते हुए आप आते हो कि 7 गाँव का राजा मैं हूँ टाइप से, that kind of thing. I still remember, I think it was the first week of this thing, I was in my hostel. Then you meet new people and new kids and सब अपने आप को introduce करते हैं. तो उसमें से एक बंदा बोले I am so and so, gave his name, और मैं लखनऊ का टॉपर हूँ, using the city name for just, you remember it's a long time back. And then suddenly this other guy, right? And he said कि ये सब क्या है and used an explicit, तो ऐसे ही है क्या? And then you realize कि नहीं यार वो it's such a small thing and everybody has come from somewhere and everybody would have done something, right? So suddenly you are a nobody, right? Now your journey starts afresh, right? And then the funny thing is I still consider it the whole idea of how do you define a journey, how do you define that path. If I were to do that journey again, maybe it would be very different. I mean, at least that's what I'm telling my kids, right? That when you're in college, you figure out what kind of experience that people come with, what kind of experiences they are taking. Because all this idea of career and paths and achievement, that will take its own course, right?
And Adi has just entered college.
Adi just entered college and he is at a law college, thanks to you. And
nothing of mine, boss. At the end of the day, he's a very bright child. But yeah, so I'm proud that you managed to make him choose law.
So I mean, again, a lot of inputs from you for that as well, because we don't have a lawyer in the family as yet. So that's what I keep telling them, that at least you should look at it very differently than the way I looked, right? आप मेहनत करोगे, that is your thing. What will come out of it will be, an outcome of so many factors and so many people. Factors are not in your control. People to a large extent, right? If you eliminate the idea of control, people will be with you, right? As long as you take people along, you carry people along, you go along with people and stuff, ultimately you have an ecosystem of people and they'll all work towards something, right? And then वो किस्मत रही तो there will be something that will be called an achievement. Even if it is not called an achievement, there should be a happy life at the end of it. मेहनत करना आपका काम है, right? To work for it is your thing. That's what is in your absolute control. That is what can be your absolute desire कि यार मेरे को करना है. फिर उससे क्या निकलेगा? अब I'm not saying it just for being philosophical or anything, right? What I've seen is the journey is actually very, very long. How many kids realize when they graduate at the age of 21 or 22 कि अभी 40 साल काम करना है, डिग्री तो 4 साल 5 साल, that kind of case. What is it that you can do that you can sustain for 40 years? Even if you plan in today's world what you call, that FIRE thing, financially independent, that is still a 20-25-year-old journey. It's not something that you have to do for 2 years, 4 years, 5 years. And it's not like a cricket match ke you bowl a beautiful Yorker, bowl somebody out and the game is done. It's like a perpetual thing, right? It's more of a collaborative, perpetual game rather than like a instant 5-minute combative kind of a match or like a